Guys, welcome back to another reading vlog. It's been a long time since we've done one of these, like immensely, such a long time. I haven't had a lot of weekends free to just sit down and sofa rot and read books together. But today's different. I have nothing planned this week other than going to the gym tomorrow, which is fine. We can pretend I'm free all weekend. It's 12 o'clock right now. I've been recording this morning, so you have me all tonight and then all of tomorrow, minus a few hours for the gym. And I'm excited. Also, I want to mention to you guys that I don't think you realise how hard I'm trying not to get on my autumn decorations yet, because every time I go on Instagram or I go on TikTok, the reels be reeling with all the autumn decorations because it is now August. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's fall. And it's not. In the UK, it's like 25 degrees at the moment, so that is just not falling. And I'm sad about it. In relation to actual book reading, because that's what this weekend's about, I have 3 books that I am tempted to read that I shall be trying, and they're all special editions, which makes me so happy. The first one is last month's Fairylit edition, and I just think it's absolutely bloody beautiful. It's A Night Ends With Fire, and it's a Mulan retelling. And I love Mulan so much. And on the back it says never trust a dragon, and to be fair, it's all I need to know. So kind of exactly like Mulan, just with a little bit of like maturity in there, a little bit of spice. And I like a little bit of spice, I do. The next one is The Darkness Within Us. This was, I think, this was June's Fairylit edition, unsure. But legit, all I know of this is the back says, my husband is taken too long to die. And if you are not intrigued by that, something is wrong with you. By hiding her intelligence and ambition behind the mask of a beautiful airheaded girl, she has become a wealthy duchess, and once her elderly husband dies, she will have all of her freedom and money she ever wanted, or so she thought. I'm not going to read anything else because it kind of just tells you what's going on. But yeah, and also the one thing I want to show you, like immensely want to show you, is the artwork is stunning. So this is the actual hardback cover. Oh, stop. It's so pretty. Beautiful. And then on the inside, it just looks like Beauty and the Beast. I'm vibing with it. The artwork is beautiful. And then on the back, it's so pretty. Oh my god. I just think it's probably the best artwork I have in a book. And that's saying something. That is saying a lot. And then the last one I have is Wicked Fox. And it says, her life is in his hands, his heart is in hers, 100 days to choose who lives. And that kind of gives me like Hunger Games trope. And I'm excited. If you guys know me, you'll have heard me say this 1,000 times, but I love Hunger Games tropes and I'm excited for this. 18-year-old Young has a secret. She's a Gumiho, a 9-tailed fox who survives by consuming the energy of men, but she's also half human and has a soft spot for people, so she won't kill indiscreetly. With the help of a shaman, Young undertakes the lives of men who have committed terrible crimes, devouring their life force for a morbid kind of justice, or so she tells herself. This is a thick book though, so my thought process is I might start with the Mulan edition, and then I probably will kind of go on to The Darkness Within Us because I'm kind of intrigued just a little bit. And then if I have any more time, I will move on to Wicked Fox, which I doubt I will have any time to read that one because I've only got a day and a half to read this. This one I can definitely read within a day. This one's more going to be like a day and a half. But we'll fine, we'll vibe with it. And the story begins. it's a little while later. I am on page 100, and I thought I'd update you a little bit. So this is similar to Mulan, it is, but it's just so much more. So she meets the main male interest before the war, and obviously compared to the movie Mulan, she only meets him in war. She gets betrothed at the start of the book, like it says in the synopsis, and that person is not a nice person at all. Her father is such a douchebag as well, like he is the worst of the worst. And it has a bit of like magic in there, which is not allowed. It's a big no-no, which is really cool seeing that side of it all. But there was one quote that I thought I kind of have to tell you guys this quote. So one of the guys said, "Women and children are like garments, but brothers are like limbs. If you lose a piece of clothing, you can always get another. But if you lose a limb, you'll always feel its loss." Like, hold on for a second. That's an awful thing to say, but it's so well written that I'm gobsmacked. I don't know what to say about that. There's that. But so far I'm obsessed with it. I'm loving it. As I've already said, I love Mulan, and this is more of an adult, darker version of it, and that to me is just honest to God heaven. So yes, I'm probably gonna pop in with you guys when I'm probably halfway, so around the 200 mark, and then we'll just see how that goes. It's currently 2:30, so I'm slowly getting there. But yeah, so far so good, guys. But honestly, that quote. A little bit of an update for you. It's a couple of hours later, like quite a bit later, and I am half through this book. I'm enjoying it. I am. It is Mulan, just more of like the fantasy side. There's magic, there's spirit realms, there's obviously a lot of gruesome deaths in here, like in quite a bit of detail. So they kind of stick to the basis of the Mulan movie, which obviously if you guys have seen it, then you kind of already know how it goes. And he's recently have found out that she's a female. Not going to go into detail, it's part of the book, it's part of the movie, so you know it's going to happen. But I kind of have like lovey-dovey eyes from it at the moment, well and truly like, it's such a little sweetheart, and I'm so excited to continue reading it to actually find out further of what's going on. The issue is, well, it's not really an issue, but I'm reading slower than I usually would because there's two realms. There's the normal mortal realm, and then there's obviously the spirit realm. So there's a lot of like history to understand. There's like a pre-existing war going on with the spirit realm and the spirits in there, and yeah, so that's a little bit difficult. And then because it's a Japanese book, I'm having to Google how to pronounce a lot of the words because I don't really want to read it and then have to like mumble the words. I want to actually say it. So that is something that's kind of like, I'm enjoying it, don't get me wrong, like I'm enjoying learning how to pronounce the words, but at times I'm kind of a bit like, oh, I'll go to the Google. But so I've recently just got into part 2 and I really enjoyed it actually, because part 1 ended with like a realisation, like everything's about to change, like shit's hit the fan and it's all going to change. And then part 2 started and I kind of liked that it was like a good end to part 1. But yeah, I'm probably gonna read, I know for fact I'm gonna read another 100 pages today, but if I'm gonna finish it tonight, probably not. Morning guys, I do have a bit of an update for you. It is the next day, as you can probably tell. stuff's happened, so I'm gonna provide you with like a little bit of an update, and that is shining on me, so I just need to just remove that. I finished The Night Ends with Fire last night. Can we just talk about the ending for a second? That is probably the worst betrayal I have legit ever read in any book. I think I was just sat there like, surely not. I didn't struggle reading this book. It was such a smooth read, like there were so many anticipated factors of it. And obviously because I loved the movie Mulan, I was like kind of comparing the two. You shouldn't compare them. It went from like 0 to 100. Yeah, so that was, I don't know how I feel about, and I need to read all the rest of them. I need to know how many's coming out. I need to know when they're coming out. I need to get the special edition versions. I can't sleep without knowing what's going on with this book. I probably said this yesterday, but basically the story is it's a retelling of Mulan, and there's magic in the world. People have these connections with the spirit realms, and then they can control like one of the 4 elements, so like fire, water, earth, air. And there's a main girl, she is in control of water, and then there's the person who she's fighting in here, which is in control of fire. So they're kind of like go hand in hand, which they're not really good for each other, water and fire. They kind of like cancel each other out, and that's where it comes into. The love interest in here kind of isn't there as it was in the actual Mulan movie. This is more of like the war side of it all. Her dad is not a supportive father. He is someone who is like, I own you, you are my property, you will do what I say type of thing. And I just didn't resonate with that. I was like, the dragon Mushu in the movie, it's not called Mushu in here, but they don't get along in this book like they do in the movie. So you just don't compare them. Kind of go into this book with a fresh mind, because honestly, you will be pleasantly surprised. It's such an easy read. I've also started The Prison Healer, and I'm not that far in. I'm like a quarter way through. Yeah, a quarter way through. And it's only just starting to get like, I feel like the start of this chapter is the start of the story. Basically, it says what it is. It's a prison healer. There's this major prison where kind of all the baddies go to die, basically. It's not a nice prison. They don't look after you. They don't feed you properly. They don't clean you properly. They don't, like, the guards will harass you, attack you. There's cases of, like, rape in there, which obviously, be careful if you don't want to read that sort of stuff. Check the warnings on this. And our main girl is the prison healer, but she's not working for them. She is a prisoner herself, but she has a background of healing people, so they've kind of given her that job. On the back, there is this squiggly language, could be French for all I know. It basically says, don't let her die, we are coming. And she gets these little notes in a couple of like the inmates' clothes when they arrive, so like the fresh inmates, the people who have just like been delivered there for whatever crimes they have done. And they have notes in like their pockets or their shoes, and they're unaware of this, but our prison healer girl knows who they're from. And they're keeping her alive. They're saying, don't die, we are coming, look after yourself, we are coming, like, don't stress too much, we are coming. And that kind of makes her reassured that someone's coming from it. I need to stay alive to get out of this shitstorm. And yeah, and then I've just got to the part where I've just received this message, don't let her die. And it's not the main girl who they've told to not let die, it's somebody else. So I don't know much about the story yet. Obviously, I'm not that far into it. But I'm excited because I just feel like stuff's getting good. I went to HomeSense. HomeSense is legit. It's my favourite place to go. And I keep seeing everywhere that it's Halloween stuff, Christmas stuff. And I was like, we need to go and find out ourselves. So that's what I did. But for the house, I got a couple of goodies. And I'm excited to show you guys. So first off, I picked up this amazing mug. Like, hello, a cat deal. Yeah, obsessed with this. I think this was like £4. unsure. But I needed a Halloween mug and I didn't have one, so I thought, well, why not? I got a couple of candles, and isn't this just the cutest thing you've ever seen? Love that for myself. It's called the Spiced Pumpkin, and if you could smell this through the screen, it just smells like autumn in itself, and that is divine. Love that. This was I love black and white things, if you couldn't tell from this haul already. And I wanted some more like Halloween items. I want a checkered board. You can get some marble checkered boards, and for decoration, I need it in my life. So when I saw this in the clearance section, it was meant to be. This was £4 because it's supposed to have like the pumpkin top. But I think this by itself, stunning. Stop it. So nice. I'm so excited to position this somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but it's just perfect. It is perfect. Oh, I got this pillow. I love my pillows. It's so big. Oh, it was £15. Was it? Was it 20? I think it was 20. £20. Stop it. It's huge. It's so squishy as well, and I like the fact that it's got this like frayed edges to it. It's again black and white, no colour to it, but I like how like these circles around the items make it look a little bit elegant, just like a little bit. And so I'm excited to have that out, but unfortunately it's not even September yet, so I can't even put it out, so that has to go away, and I'm a little bit sad about it, just a little bit. Bit of an update for you guys. I haven't been sitting down here, I promise. I was upstairs in the games room, but Dale is online and gaming, so I thought I'd come downstairs and talk to you. And it's a bit cooler downstairs. It's a bit warm today. Don't know what that's about because I bought my Halloween stuff already, so I kind of want the weather to get cold. But I finished the Prison Healer. Right, it took me a bit longer than I wanted to. I was a bit distracted today. Anyway, the storyline was slow. It was a slow feeder. The ending though, oh, I was sat on the edge of my seat being like, oh my god, give me more, tell me more, what's happening? And it gave. The ending, I was like, oh, I wasn't gonna get the next book because again, the story was slow. But with the ending, I kind of need to get the next book, so that's what's going to happen. Give you a bit of a brief description. I've already said what I figured out at like the first quarter of the book, but it was kind of like Hunger Games, I Volunteers tribute type of thing. And the trials, there's 4 trials, and yeah, they were intense. The second one, it made me uncomfortable reading. The third one didn't really go into much description. The fourth one was kind of like 2 pages, but the second one, it made me uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable reading that. So I'm kind of glad I finished it and then moved on. Yeah, I feel like shit's gonna hit the fan in the next one because I can't tell you anything of the ending. It just kind of, it didn't hint towards this for the whole book, and usually some books are like, oh yeah, we'll give you like a little bit of spoilers. Nothing, absolutely nothing. It just kind of just like, ugh, and it just gave you the information, and I was just like, whoa dude. So that's that. So I'm now going to go on to this beautiful book. Like, this page is pretty, right? It's pretty. Then the spine is pretty. Do you know what I mean? But this. Shut up. Stunning. And again, I've showed you this book. Again, stunning. And then, oh, look at it. There's no composure here. This book is beautiful. If this book is not good, I will kick off. This is the next one. It is currently 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, let's aim for like half the book, shall we? There's 325 pages in this book, so it's like it's a small sexy book, isn't it? So I'm hoping to read 150. Let's say 150. Yeah, that's plenty. That is my aim of today. We shall see how that goes, but the next time I pop in, it'll be probably to end this video. So to say I've been reading just for 2 days, so just a weekend, I've got through quite a lot. Like, I finished these 2 books, and then I'm 100 pages through this book, which you can't see what it is, but it's The Darkness Within Us. Who am I? Who am I? So, let's have a little bit of a discussion on this book, right? Right. 5 star. So far, 5 star. Not an issue with it. I'm loving the banter. She's one of those characters where she pretends to be a simpleton, pretends to be dumb to like get her way with stuff. Basically, in these plots, the person pretends to be a simpleton, and then they can like manipulate people. They can hear things because people think they're dumb, so they don't mind saying anything, like they don't keep any secrets. They're quite open with them because they're simpleton, right? It won't make a difference. Well, no, this girl stores things. She makes notes of things. Like, she's very good at blackmailing people in private because everyone's so shocked because they're like, wait, you're not meant to be this smart. And that's the type of person she is, and it is amazing. Give a little bit of a breakdown of the story. So she's a 19-year-old girl, and basically she's married to someone who's old enough to be a grandpa, like 70s, 80s, like that is who she's married to. And they've been married for a couple months and he dies. And she gets turned into, what is it? It's called a dowry. Basically she takes charge of everything. She is now the Duchess. There's no Duke there because obviously he's died. She can take charge of the whole everything, the money, the place, the servants, everything. Like, she is just the man now. And then this person comes and basically says, I am the Duke's grandson, like this is my domain. And the girl's like, no, the Duke didn't have any kids. That's kind of why she picked him to marry. And it kind of plays off of that, but the banter is immense. He is, again, the moody, grumpy, like dark shadow of a person where he's hiding secrets and he's just broody all the time. And then the girl's obviously cunning. She likes her fashion. She makes herself, people who don't know will make her think like she's a simple girl, but in retrospect, she is insanely smart and she is cunning as hell, and she's planning all these things and stuff, blackmailing people. And the back and forth at the moment is chef's kisses. She's just got to the stage now where she's trying to make like a pact with him, and she's noticing that he's got a couple of secrets that she kind of wants. The issue is with this one is on Goodreads it says it's a second book, but I've done some research. Don't worry, I've done research, and it's not. It's a standalone novel. So the first one is The Shadows Within Us or something along those lines. I'll put it here. That one is in the same world, but you don't need to read that one to then read this one. In the first book, it mentions her sister. It's got the sister's romance and that sister side of it all. In this book, you kind of do see the aftermath of obviously what happened to the sister in the first book. So I kind of would have liked to have probably read the first one before then reading this one, just because it, like I said, it mentions the aftermath of what happens to the girl in the book. But I haven't read the book yet, so I kind of haven't read the story, but I know how it ends.
And I kind of was a bit like, well, obviously in romance books, you kind of know how it's going to finish. So obviously I'm not too wounded, but it's just like a little annoyance. And because this book is special edition, I kind of want the first one to be special edition as well, and I can put them together and them look beautiful on my bookshelves. Yeah, so far, obsessed with it. Like I said, I am just shy of halfway through. I'm at 100 pages. I am going to end up reading more tonight. Could finish it, probably not, but we shall see. But I just wanted to just kind of end the vlog. The sun's going to start setting soon, and I didn't want it to be too dark, because that's what next week's video is going to be about with my weekly vlog. It's going to be dark as hell. So we're here for it, guys, we're here for it. But honestly, I think this weekend has just been beautiful with the books. Like, these have been good reads. They have been insanely good reads. Let me know if you've read any of these, especially if you've read this one, because I need to know. I need to know. But again, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next week's video. Bye!